All right, welcome back to Bandit's Keep actual play, which I don't think I ever say when I start these. But anyways, we're playing Boot Hill again. I'm really getting the excited over this game, and actually, one of the people I have to blame for this is now joined us in the game, Jason. He was talking about it, and he's running some Boot Hill stuff, and I was like, ooh, Boot Hill. Dug it up, and we've been playing now. This is our third game. In this scenario, the group has gathered together shortly after sitting through a short and very fake trial of their cousin Sally. Clearly, the marshal wants her in jail. It was unclear why. So at the time you sat through the trial, you've gone back to the farmhouse to commiserate what's going on. When you are your conversation is interrupted by young Thetis, who is not Cletus but Thetis, who comes running in the door saying that he was just in town, and he's got a dog following him, and he says the marshal plans on putting Sally in on the midnight train. He says she's safer outside of town than she is here. So this might be your last opportunity to get some justice before they take away your cousin for some trumped up charges. But yeah, so we'll start there, and you guys can introduce yourself and your characters or whatever you like, and then we'll figure out what you want to do. It's evening time, like, right? That's what it is in Cowboys, right? Evening time. It's like 9:30, because I know somebody's going to ask me that. Tony, tell us about your character.
Jesse Henry is an easygoing man. He's worked all of his life. He doesn't get too excited about too many things, seeing some of the things he saw in the war. But everybody calls him Uncle because he's about an uncle to everybody. He don't mind helping out, do what's needed. But he's about had enough of the marshal and how the marshal's been bending the laws to fit him and his family and his needs. In the latest deal with their cousin Sally and this trumped up trial and trumped up charges, Jesse Henry's just about had enough of it. And when Thetis comes running in and says that, he goes, well, I hate it comes to this because I'm afraid there's going to be some blood spilled over this, but I don't see where there's much any choice of anything we got left to do. But I guess I better have one more cup of coffee before we do what needs to be done. That's Jesse Henry, also known as Uncle.
Uncle Jesse, all right. As Uncle Jesse... Ooh. All right, as Uncle Jesse grabs his coffee, we cut the camera pans around and we see Sophia. Crystal, tell us about your character.
Sophia Williams, known as the bad egg of the family. She's always been more into doing the boy stuff. She learned the gunsmithing trade from her father, and she's not about to let her cousin get in any harm. So she picks up one of the guns that she's made, and she says, I've never had to actually use one of these before, but I guess there's a first time for everything.
Awesome. Going around the room, we see Billy Jack. Jason, tell us about your character.
So William Andrew Jackson Clayton, nicknamed Billy Jack, he's one of Sally Ann's cousins, and I guess he's kin to all y'all. And he hears this and he gets riled up. He looks old for his age. He's not quite as old as he looks. He's maybe mid-30s, and he's more just of a cattleman by trade, not a gunfighter by any means. He's been in a gunfight before, and he understands the severity of that. But he knows when the law goes wrong, you got to take it in your own hands. So he's raring to go.
Excellent. And rounding out the group, Kevin, tell us about your character.
Well, I guess everybody knows I'm Jack Two Pistols Slade. I'm from the word side. Uncle Henry Jesse knows the Henry clan was always the better part of our family. I did do a stint in the New Mexico State Prison, but it was trumped up charges. And I come back to town and I find out Marshall hung my brother Luke. Cattle rustler. Now I know he was partly guilty, but not real guilty. So now it's here. I thought it was Betty Sue, but I guess it's Sally. I don't know which cousin's been kidnapped. All I know is, even though I've been done bad things in my life, it's my chance to do something right, which is killing the marshal. Because in this case, that'd be right. No, I don't necessarily have to kill the marshal if we get Sally back. But I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, it's Sally and Betty Sue, you know. They got some long names out west. Perhaps I should refer to my notes before I do the intro. All right, good. All right, so Cletus has come in, and you know, he's panting. It took him. I mean, he says maybe it's town running from town is like half an hour. Like this boy ran, right? So he's drinking down some water, and he's kind of excited. You know, he's like, they're gonna take her away. I heard they're gonna take her back east, and Cletus is going with. And you know, Cletus has got eyes for Betty Sue, Sally Ann.
Tell me something. You guys are from running this. Where they're holding her at the train station, or are they holding her at the marshal's office? Is she on the train?
Well, right now she's at the marshal's office. The train don't come till just before midnight. You know, that's why they call it the midnight train. I think. I don't have a watch.
Hey, Daniel, would we know, like, as far as the marshal, about how many deputies he would have, or if he's deputizing citizens or stuff like that?
Yeah, you know that the marshal, he kind of keeps it loose. He drums up a lot of posses because he likes to keep power in his own hand. It's generally him actually wearing a badge, and then a lot of deputies, maybe up to like 10 men at any one time, usually somewhere in the vicinity of 5 plus him. And the marshal is, you would know because he's been there for a while, he's not a good man. You know, he definitely came from somewhere else, and a lot of people think that he may have been some kind of outlaw, and you've seen him shoot people dead in the street. He is not somebody you just want to face down, you would imagine. Or maybe you do.
Well, brother Jack, all I got to say is, you know, you got that vengeful spitefulness still left in your heart there. But if you take it out on anybody, I guess the marshal would be the one to take it out on. He's done some bad things in this town that people, well, we've just about had enough of it. So I'd hate to see you go back to prison, but if you have to go back to prison, make sure you go over the marshal's dead body.
That's my plan. I imagine there's a lot of people in this town just didn't see him go. But either way, I've already been there once. I figured probably that's where I'll end up. So I think 10. If he's got 10 deputies, that's gonna be tough to bust her out. So maybe we figure out some way between maybe there and the train or something.
Yes,
Yeah,
you know. I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yep, that seems like a plan. We might want to get into town early so we can get in position, see what we can do. Maybe we have who do you I don't normally go into town. Who do you guys know in town that maybe we could rely on? Do we have any allies in town that we might be able to get in their houses, or might help us hide until we can ambush them?
Sure. Sophia, who you work in town? You're a gunsmith. Who do you think would maybe hide the group?
Adam Weston.
Oh yeah, Adam Weston.
I know
That's
him. He's a good guy, and he kind of owes me for some fixing I did for him.
Okay. Yeah, so you've got at least one good contact in town you think would probably hide you. And like I said, running, Thetis got here in like half an hour. On horses, if you were to go quick, you know, you could get there in 15 minutes. If you want to go more casual, like not like you're rushing into town, it'd probably take you 20, say maybe. And it's about 9:30, like I said. So it's a little early. You know a couple of things. Let me just lay out a few things because you'll probably ask me a lot of questions. So it's a pretty small town, mostly made up of a central point for, you know, trade, right? Like you have a ranch or something. There's only a handful of buildings there, one of them being the marshal's office. Then you've got a hotel where people stay over when they're looking to switch trains, a tavern that also serves as kind of a minor restaurant. They serve some food there if people stay overnight, but it's not like you go in there to eat kind of thing. The train station itself is usually not manned by a station master. The actual, you know, custodian of the train gets off and and lets people on and off. So there's not like a person that mans that. So there's only a few businesses in town. There is like a mercantile, and there's a lot of kind of stablery where people can put their horses or cows or whatever while they're waiting for them to be shipped off. So it's really kind of based around this railroad system. Yeah, so it's probably like maybe 2 to 3 blocks to walk from the jail to the train platform. And you also know, just as a final step, so you're basically going to go out this way. The train, there's 2 things. You could get to the train. You might be able to get to the train before it gets to town, but that would be risky. You'd have to really ride hard to do that. Or you could also catch it, obviously get it after, which would be more dangerous, but there might be less people. So it kind of depends on how you want to approach it. So you've got multiple options. Once it leaves town, I mean, you can catch it on a bend or something. It's not like it's unknown where the train runs.
Does the marshal know us all by sight? So if we come into town, he's going to say, "Oh, they've come to do something."
Yeah, it's a small town. They know you're at least related and kin. And I'm going to say, based on what I said earlier, that everybody was basically there in town for the trial. So you were there earlier. Yeah, so he's seen you
So
at
if
least
we all, all right. But, and just thinking about this, nothing, go ahead, anybody else, I'm thinking.
Well, Sophia, do you think we should stay on the outskirts of town while you go and talk to Adam and make sure he's okay with that plan?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. What kind of signal can I give y'all to let you know that it's all good?
Well, he's still got that post outside next to his well, don't he? You could hang a lantern up there on that post and we could see it.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you guys are gonna head towards town, kind of the normal route, like down the pass, but then kind of set off on a hill or something and wait while Sophia kind of rides in by herself to go see Adam. That's kind of the plan.
Yep, unless somebody else has got something better, go for it.
No, Uncle Jesse, that works for me.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you've got basic stuff on your character sheet, but you're also at your ranch house. So if there's anything here that you think would be normal to have at a ranch house that you want to take with you, if there's anything you want to make preparations here, just let me know, and then we can kind of move you along.
Yeah, Jesse's going to take a couple of lanterns from the camp house with him. He's going to hang on the horse.
Okay.
I mean, he's not going to light them, of course, but he's just going to take them in case he's got a plan that he may use them for.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, if you got an extra lantern, that'd be a good idea. Do we have maybe some rope we can take with us?
That's what I was thinking too. Take some lengths of rope.
Okay.
Never know if we're going to tie somebody up.
Right. Yeah, we could each take some rope, put on the saddle there.
Okay. Yeah, all that's reasonable. Any of that stuff that you're mentioning, you can just add that to your sheet, whatever you're taking with you. Cool.
I don't know if I would carry such a thing. So I guess I could just use the butt of my pistol. I'm thinking like something, a blackjack staff that knocks somebody up. Or maybe I would just use my pistol. Never know.
You got a blackjack? You
I know.
could use one. It would be, I mean, mechanically, it would be the same to do that as to carry a blackjack if you want to
I
have
just
a
don't want to
blackjack.
damn it. If there's any chance you could damn it. That's all.
No. You can hit somebody with the butt of your pistol. Or like
I
the butt
think
of a
we
knife
know.
or a hatchet. Yeah.
And Jack, I think I think we know a good gunsmith that can help us.
Oh, that's true. To fix it on the fly.
I should point out though, Kevin, with your starting budget, you couldn't afford a holster for that. This is a second pistol, so your one's like stuck in your belt or something. So don't fall off a horse.
That's like the old Wild Bunch style, yeah, in the sack.
Exactly. Yeah, because the fast draw one comes with a holster, but the other one doesn't.
Right.
All right. So that's more like your backup, I guess. All righty. So off you go. Okay, you get your stuff ready. It takes maybe like 15 minutes to like go around, get everything between talking and everything. So it's coming up on 10 as you kind of hit the road, moving along at a normal pace so that you're not kind of drawing any attention or that type of thing. Go ahead, Jason, and roll a d10.
Okie doke. 2.
Oh, wow, perfect. All right, so it's all happening at once. All right, so as you guys are coming down the road, you see some movement, and as you're kind of like, you kind of get your eye and you get ready, you feel like what's going on, like who's around there. You see ambush. You see 4 men, Big Boy Jim, Calvin Hobbs, David Lee Doucette III, and Eugene. they're all kind of coming out of some bushes on the side with their guns out, and they look like they mean business. They're let's see how far away we are. You would roll a 2, right? So they're not
Yes,
too
sir.
far away. They're only like 20 yards away, or 20 feet away. So 20 yards. So blah blah. Sorry, they're 20, which would be 200 feet. So they're kind of far away for a pistol, and they have pistols in their hands. But they kind of come out and they hold them up and they say, David Lee Doucette III says, by the way, also known as Double Action Dave, says, y'all better go back to your farmhouse. We don't want no trouble in town.
Well, what makes you think we're causing trouble? We're just out for a midnight ride. I don't believe y'all got the authority to block a public roadway.
Well, Marshall said, make sure nobody gonna cause trouble come to town, and who be more trouble causing than Jack over there? We know about your record.
And I guess it's probably best not making me ornery. I just want to go in. I'm just going to have a drink with my Uncle Jesse. We're not going to cause no trouble. So if I were you and you enjoyed your health, you might just let us pass by.
Oh, you think you're a big man there with 2 guns? I got 2 guns too, you know. That's why they call me Double Action Dave.
Yeah, I know. Double action. Listen, we don't mean no harm. We're not going to cause any trouble. If I were you, we'll tell them that you did your job out. Just going to have a drink.
Well,
Old 2A.
well, we don't want any trouble, but it's kind of boring sitting out here. Maybe if we had a few dollars to buy some whiskey, we might let you go by.
Well, now, Dave, you got that wife and that boy at home. You know, David the Fourth, and you'd like to see David the Fourth, grow up. I mean, you don't want to have no bloodletting tonight. So, I got a bottle of whiskey here that I've been saving for a while. Let me ease on up there, and I'll pass it on to you, and you just turn the other cheek and let us continue on about our business.
Kind of stares at you for a second. He takes his 2 guns, and he thinks about spinning them around, then realizes he probably shoot himself, and he puts them back in the holsters. And then he looks at the other guys. He says, keep an eye on him. And he just takes a few steps forward, and then he kind of stands there waiting for you to move up.
Yeah,
But,
Jesse's just going to slowly move ahead on his horse.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
I'm ready. If anything happens, I've got mine. Just casually on the old pistol.
All right. What about Sophia?
Sophia's doing the same as Jack.
Okay. How about Billy Jack? There's 2 Jacks. Oh, Billy.
Yeah, so Billy's doing the same. I mean, he's just got a rifle, so he's got his hand on the button scabbard, ready to pull it out. He'll be a little slower than everybody else, but Billy's also walking his horse just a little bit away from the group, just to the side, to the edge of the road.
All right, perfect. Well, that's an L. No wonder why. I'm like, hold on, this doesn't look right. Okay. All right, so you're moving up with this whiskey bottle. Let me see if they're gonna. Any of these guys have an itchy trigger finger. Nope. Yeah, he kind of, as you get a little closer, Jesse, he starts walking towards you again slowly. You can see he kind of licks his lips. Thinking about that whiskey. The other guys do have their pistols still out on you, though.
Jesse reaches in one of his saddlebags and pulls out this about 3/4 filled bottle of whiskey. And he goes, well, David, I've been saving this one for a while. I took a sip or 2, but it's been brewing here for a long time, waiting for a good man to drink it. So why don't, like I say, here, you take this, and you and the boys go back off in the brush there, and y'all laugh and joke and, throw some cards about, and just let us go on our merry way there.
All right, yeah, he licks his lip. He reaches up for the whiskey and takes it from you if you give it to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he uncorks it, takes a quick. Oh, yeah. It's been a quiet night, hasn't it, boys? And you see them kind of relaxing on their pistols. They don't put them away yet, but they kind of like drop their hands down. And then he kind of steps to the side to let you go past.
Yeah, Jesse would just kind of hold his hand up and wave at the ones behind him to kind of give them the signal, just slowly ease on through, and he'll continue on.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say now, boys, I look at each one of them and say, if I were you, I'd stay out here and finish that bottle and just enjoy the evening, not go into town.
I'll get you next time there, Jack.
That's a good plan. And I'll follow Uncle Jesse.
Well, we got rid of 4 of them 10 deputies.
Yep. I don't think there's going to be showing their faces around. So now we got 6 to go, and that Marshall, dead man.
All right, yeah. So you progress. That didn't take very long. So by the time you get to town, it's like 10:30. We'll say you find a nice spot on a hill. You kind of get down, comfortable, get off your horses, let them kind of chew on the grass a little bit while you're kind of sitting there looking down. And Sophia continues down into town. Are you gonna walk in, or are you gonna take your horse, Sophia?
I'll like ride to town on my horse, and then like when I get there, I'll get off and kind of like walk and tie it up somewhere.
Okay.
I'm just acting casual.
All right. Do you want to go to Adam's grocery store, or does he hang out somewhere else? Do you think?
Well, it's pretty late at night, so he's probably at home by now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he lives above it. Oh.
Yeah. So I'll go up the stairs to his home.
All right. You rap on the door, and you hear a couple kids running around inside. And he's like, "Who is it? Come so late at night?"
Sophia, come to collect on a debt.
Oh, I don't remember you owing you anything, Sophia. But you know what? It's always good to hear your voice. And you hear the door, unlock or whatever. He just walks up. It's not actually locked. He just pulls the door open, and you see him there. He's a middle-aged man. He's not wearing a gun. You see a couple kids running around the back. His young wife taking care of him. It's a small place. He's well off. He's a grocer, so he does all right for himself. This is his like in-town place, but he's got another place that they're building on the outskirts.
How's it going, Adam? She'll say, and she'll step inside.
Mm-hmm.
She'll say, how's that place going on the outskirts? Is it about ready for your family?
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. We got some of the rooms done up and all, but the wife, she likes to decorate and all that. We're waiting for some pieces to come in.
Yeah. Well, it might be a good idea tonight if you and your family were to go and break the place in.
He kind of looks at you knowingly, because obviously everybody knows what's going on in a small town. He says, you be careful. And he turns around and you see him he says something to his wife quietly, and they start packing up the kids. This place is actually, it's a second story of the grocer. It's across the street from the train platform.
All right.
And there are some windows. You see, I'm assuming you look out there. You see on the train platform a Dirty Jane, who hangs out a lot with some of the boys that work with the marshal. She's called Dirty Jane because she doesn't have very good cleanliness routines.
All right. Are there like shutters on the window?
Sure.
All right. She'll go ahead and start closing up the windows and such, and she'll let Adam and his family get packed and get out on the road real good before she hangs a lantern outside.
All right, let me see how long that'll take. He's got to fuss around with some kids, so we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it takes him a good 30 minutes, so it's probably an anxious time while you're kind of there, but it's coming down around a little after 11 by the time they kind of get their stuff together, and they're heading out too. He's got a wagon. He got them all in the wagon.
Yeah. All right. Well, once they're on the road real good, she'll hang a lantern outside, let them know that it's safe to come into town.
All right. A little after. Oh, well, let's see. Did you guys want to do anything in the interim when you're sitting up on the mountain or the hill? Sing a little song or anything?
Just waiting for the lantern.
No
Wishing
songs.
I had a little whiskey.
Exactly. You're all sitting up there wishing you were
Oh
drinking.
man, it's cold as hell up here, Uncle Jesse. They might have
Could have
taken
used some of that.
2 bits, but no, it
All
was a good
right,
plan.
so a little bit later, you see the lantern come up. You see the Sophie outside. She puts the lantern up on his well post. It's like 10 past 11.
She took her time there getting that done, but I guess that's a signal for us to go on in. Maybe there has some stew left in the pot.
Is there a way to
Yeah.
come in the back, kind of back way, not down the main drag? Is it just too small? I'm a little concerned they're just going to see us come in.
Yeah, you could come into the back where they, basically the alley where they load stuff, right, or whatever. There's like an area behind the buildings. There's people all around. You might run into somebody out back peeing or something against the side of the building. But yeah, you can go out the back because you got the grocer, and then you've got like next to it the tavern/hotel, and then a couple other little like storage areas, like I said. So you could come in where like they store the. Actually, let me do a little high or low, Kevin.
Low.
Okay. So did you want the stable areas to be like full of cows and stuff, or is it deserted?
I suppose full of cows. Why not?
Okay, it's empty. Because they're all high. Yeah,
That was a good
town's
trick. I
dead.
really wanted it.
Right,
Oh,
maybe.
they'd be mooing and stuff when we tried to move through. So there you go.
Yeah, it's nice and quiet. And you can kind of bring your horses down. Let me see if any of them are kind of paying attention here. We'll say, no, you're good. You kind of come down behind the buildings. You don't think anybody saw you. The town's, you can hear the pianos playing, in the thing in the ballroom and stuff. But you really don't see too many people on the street except somebody occasionally, like I say, stepping out to pee. When you come into the alley, there's like a guy back there peeing, but it's not somebody you know. He's generic cowboy number 4.
All right, so let's go in and talk to Sophia. Find out what the story is.
Yeah, sounds good. Make sure to take my rifle in with me. Go inside.
Okay.
Always ready.
Nice. Yeah. So you get it. You go upstairs to the second floor and knock on the door. I'm assuming Sophia lets you in. And you see, again, this is a well-appointed space of somebody who clearly is now doing well for themselves. But as you know, they're building a place out there. So it's a little crowded with his 6 kids living here. And a couple of windows facing the train station. You're on the second floor. They are shuttered. Yeah, it's like a normal place. He doesn't have any real weapons or anything like that around. But he's probably got a shotgun on the wall or something, like everybody might have. Actually,
we have a view of can we see if they're going to transport her from the marshal's office to the train? Or you said there's people on the train platform right now?
There are. Well, right now, so there was originally Dirty Jane was up there, but now you see her out there and she seems to be smoking a cigarette and drinking out of a bottle with Johnny J, who's one of her, friends.
Paramour.
Yep. So, and again, Johnny J's, all these guys, all these named people that aren't generic people are people that are, might be associated with the marshal. They're just up there. He seems to be maybe on guard, but he's not. He's just sitting up there drinking a bottle with her. They're kind of sitting on the stairs, kind of just sitting there. The street, again, is pretty crowded. Occasionally somebody comes out of the bar, and because the hotel is above the bar, it's like usually once people get drunk, they just go upstairs. And so you don't see a lot of street traffic at night. And it's maybe like about 11:30 at this point. You don't hear the train yet. So where you're positioned, you're basically across from the train. The marshal's office or the prison is on the same side of the street as you. So you could theoretically see them coming, but you'd have to stick your head out the window. Like, if you're hiding back behind the shutters, you're not going to see them until they're right at the platform.
What is the plan here? Do we want to have somebody out there to incite an incident so we can have a claim at self-defense here? Mock claim at self-defense to have a reason to have a shootout in the middle of town? Or are we just gonna?
Well, now before we let old Slade run wild with them pistolas, the only idea I had was bringing those lanterns. I thought maybe when they start walking old Sally to the train, I thought maybe if I could sneak around, I hate to do this, and I hope the Lord forgives me, but I would like to throw one of them lit lanterns in the marshal's office and create a little diversion and set that marshal's office on fire, and maybe that would draw a few of them back over that way. And well, I don't know. Me and this old repeating rifle may have to go into action then.
I'll help you do that. Burning the marshal's office. I've been in there. Thought about burning it down. But
Now,
it is
Tony, high or low?
Oh, let's go with high.
Okay, good. Yeah, you actually know too that the marshal's office where the jail is actually a brick building, and it's not connected to the rest of the building. So lighting that on fire would probably not burn the whole town down.
Oh, that's good.
So that works to your advantage because most of
right.
these buildings are connected.
Huh.
And there ain't no fire brigade, especially at 11:30 at night.
I was going to
That's-
ask about that.
That's all I could think of, really. I mean, that may split up some of those so-called deputies that he's marshalized.
Well, so if the two of you go that way and then deal with anybody running that way, that leaves me and Sophia to grab Sally Ann and deal with anybody that stays with her.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Now, Sophia, you know you ain't trained. You've been practicing that pistola a little bit, but you just remember you point that thing, the open end of that thing at somebody and pull the trigger, gal.
Oh yeah, Uncle, I got it.
once you do it the first time, it's easy. You see him drop. All right,
right.
and just so we'll wait and see how many come out, whether or not they're going to leave somebody there or he's going to, you know, the marshal's a coward. He's got to have all the six. We've got one on the platform already, so we got to see because he might leave some behind, but we'll find out. All right, so I'm going to sneak around with Uncle Jesse.
Okay, so you're going to go on and get behind the marshal's office. Now, of course, the back of the marshal's office, is solid, right? They don't have any windows back there because that's where the jail cell is. And they learned a long time ago not to have that little jail cell because people tie their horses to it and pull it down. So it's if you want to throw it through, you're going to have to go around the front.
Is there a way from the back of the marshal's office and the back of the mercantile that Billy, Jack, and Sophia could give us a signal? Okay, they're walking around or something's going on, so that we could then dash around the front and throw the lanterns through the window.
You go ahead.
I have a lantern of my own. I could light it up, and when you see it light, you'd know that they're on their way.
Sounds good to me. And
Go ahead, Crystal, high or low?
Low.
Oh, you guys have been so lucky. All right. So there is actually windows in the back of the house, so you could like swing it out the alleyway and you'd be able to see it.
all right, so we know that at that point when we see that lantern, we're going to try to run around and create this distraction. Just so would there be a reason not to if they're leaving people be? I guess that's even could be a good thing too, to burn them out. So maybe it's okay.
I guess so. Just to give you some feel of the town, I mean, the reasons not to. I mean, there might be people in there that are innocent. Another person in the jail cell that maybe got drunk or something. Stuff like that. Records. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, you did. The fact that it's illegal, you see, I'm not bringing that up.
Yeah, I mean that's illegal. They hung my brother. All right, so I think.
All right, so the plan is going to be to wait until the train starts to come. Well, until they go to the train, basically, or however they're going to do it. You're just going to wait it out. Two of you behind the marshal's office with some lanterns ready to be tossed in there, like lit up. I'm assuming you're not going to light them until you get the signal, so you're not drawing attention to yourself. Because of course,
we
people
want
come
them
in
to
and
be
out of the
full
back.
of kerosene or whatever, so that they do the most damage. Too.
Yeah. You dump them together and fill up one of them real big or whatever, or however you want to do it. But you're not going to stand back there with a lit lantern because people come out to pee and stuff.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay. All right, that sounds fair.
How long is it? How's this set up? If we're up here looking out the window to the street, is it a set of stairs down the side of the building? How long is it going to take us to to get down.
Okay, so for you
Judas
guys to
Street.
get down, right? It's an interior staircase. It's like covered, right? So it's open at the bottom. You have to go out a door and then go down the stairs. Yes. Yeah, I've quickly drawn a map because I'm all about the maps. I can't see myself, so hopefully you guys can see it. I don't know if that makes sense. I
It's hard to
will
see.
narrate what the map is. This right here would probably be super obvious. That is the train platform. Directly across where you see the lines coming out, that's the shuttered building, and the marshal's office is down at the other end. Is that clear or no? Probably not. Okay.
Sort of. It's hard to see.
You'll figure
this
it
in
out.
the layer.
Yeah.
We'll
I
get-
can't
well,
see myself, otherwise I would I could probably adjust it better. So let me
So
write
if
some
it's
words down
covered, if it's a covered stairwell,
Mhm.
then potentially, well, no, because Sophia's going to have to be. We're both going to be in the house because one of us is going to have to be looking out the window, and Sophia will have to be at the back to flash the lit lantern out the back window before we rush down.
Yeah, it'll be
Okay.
like, I mean, effectively it'll be a movement turn to get you from the stairs to the bottom. Effectively, you think it would probably, if they're not running, which I mean they don't necessarily have a reason to that you could think of, it'll probably take them 2 movement turns to get from the marshal's office to the train station. So you could theoretically see them, show the lantern, and get down there just as they're arriving, if you want to be on the ground level. I mean, obviously you could shoot out the windows too, but that's not going to necessarily help Betty, Sue, Sally Ann.
No, and it'd leave Sophia to try to go grab her by herself, which might not be great. So, okay. She's more
Any
capable than I
number of
am, but
actions
for
can
one
happen.
person, is it good?
Right. Yeah, you're definitely outgunned or outnumbered, at least as far as you can tell, based on what normal situations would be if you just come at it as a gunfight. Okay, that's the plan. You're gonna wait till you see them move.
Yeah, I'll watch out the front window, and as soon as I see them start to come out, I'll let Sophia know so she can flash the lantern to them in the back.
Okay.
Can I ask, do I know these deputies? Like, who's the old outlaw Josie Wales things, right? Where he goes, that guy is the one that's going to shoot, that guy's the one, this guy's the one that's going to run. Anything like that? Do I know these guys at all? How they might react? Just so when I see them, I know who maybe I want to shoot first.
No, nobody is exceptionally brave based on your knowledge, except for the marshal. These guys are people that are taking advantage of the position the marshal's putting them in to work as little as possible and to get as much from it. Most of them are not any more brave, we'll say, than the 4 you've already faced. Yeah. So nobody really. The marshal is a badass. Obviously, his son is also really well armed. The rest of the people around town generally are not. So they're mostly wielding pistols and stuff.
So the marshal or Cletus are the two you got to watch out for the most.
You would imagine they're definitely probably the ones that are the most, or at least the ones that. Well, the marshal you've seen shoot down people. Cletus is a lot of talk, but you've never seen him shoot anybody down.
Got it.
That doesn't mean you wouldn't. Any other questions before we execute this brilliant plan?
It's Uncle Jesse. He's the smart one with the fair.
Nothing like subtle.
Testified for me at my trial. Didn't work, but
Right.
I got 4 years instead of 5. I appreciate that.
They were going to get 2 years, and then he testified. You got 4.
I know this boy's bad through and through, but
All right, so that's the plan. All right, let me just rearrange write down where my bad guys are. All right, we'll assume they're bad guys since it makes sense that you guys are the good guys. Okay. All right, so about 10 minutes to 12, you hear a distant whistle. Boop, boop. Well, it's distant. Boop, right? Of the train starting to come. And maybe a couple minutes after that, Sophia, peeking out the window, you see, and also Billy, you see 4 figures leave the marshal's office. One of them being Sally. It looked like she's being, 2 people have her arms. Her hands are behind her, so she might be cuffed. It's hard to know who they are from this distance, and it's nighttime. There's no lights out or anything. It's just the moonlit or whatever. So basically, two people are moving her. One person's walking ahead, and one person kind of is walking behind. And that person is, when you first look out, you can see that they kind of step out and they turn around and they seem to be talking to somebody in the marshal's office. So this is turn one. What would you like to do? Let's actually do it this way. Everybody roll a d10. And that's going to be your the turn you move. I'm going to do all the bad guys at once. I got a 4. Okay, I'm just going to count down. All right. Okay, I'm just going to count down 8 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s. Wow, everybody rolled those 6s.
I got a 6.
5s? Oh, 6.
I
Okay.
got a 6.
So that's good. That's very good then. Okay, so you see them pop out. You move first, which is nice. So you move up to the window, I'm assuming, and show your lantern, or do you want to do something different?
Yep, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, perfect. Any 5s?
Yep, I had a 5.
Okay, so you see the lantern. And you can
Yeah,
move around to the...
I'm just gonna nudge Jack and I'll say, well, it's about time we get ready to go there, partner.
And are there 2 windows and a door so that we could come around each side and boom in both windows? You know, it might be at the
high or low?
Low.
Yes, there are. Damn it,
All
you
right.
guys are so lucky today.
All right, Uncle Jesse, I said you go around the left, I go around the right, we come around and boom into the 2 windows.
Well, let's get it done.
All right, so that's 5s. 4s, they're moving on 4. So you guys, you see the thing, you start lighting up the thing, Uncle Jesse, and the men move. And their move takes them about halfway down the street. That's at 4. Anybody else have a 4? Nope. 3?
Yep.
That's me.
That's you, okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, Jack's just lighting with they're lighting up the lanterns, right?
We're
You're
lighting
waiting.
the torches. Yeah,
Okay.
then we're going to move on the movement.
Okay. So, Billy Jack, did you want to stay where you are, or you want to actually move to the street? This first
No, I'm
move?
gonna move down the stairs. But
Okay.
I'm gonna stay at the base of the stairs, not actually exit the covered stairwell into the
So
street.
basically inside.
Yeah.
So you have cover. Perfect. Okay. Yep. All right. So you do that. All right. So everybody's moved. There. I don't think anybody's in the position to shoot. Oh, the only person in the position to shoot would be Billy Jack. Did you want to shoot somebody? You see these 4 people walking down the street. Well, and also 2 people up on the.
No, not yet. I'm keeping my rifle down by my leg,
Okay.
by my side. You know, he's holding the lever, but keeping it down by his side. But what I'm trying to do is see if I can identify the sheriff.
Okay. You do not see the
Okay.
marshal.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not with the group.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So next round movement. Everybody roll a d10. Any 10s? 9s? 8s?
I got an 8.
All right. So you're up in the place. You showed your lantern. You see that they're lighting their lanterns. What would you like to do as far as movement?
I'd like to head over where Jack is and
Okay.
wait with him.
All right. You gotta draw your pistol and get down to the bottom.
Mhm.
Okay. Perfect. You can do that. That's 8, right? 7.
7. Yep.
Okay. You want to do what you were gonna do, or you're gonna wait?
Yeah, I'm gonna move on around to the front of a deal and just kind of swing that lantern around and hopefully let it crash through the window.
All right. Nice. All right. So you move around to do that. That's 7 6s, 5s, 4s. Wow. Everybody's so
I'm going to
slow.
run around. I'm going to run around
Okay.
and do the same.
You run around as well. Okay. 4s. Okay.
Yeah, I got a 4 as well. Billy's
okay.
also on 4.
Are you
He's
gonna
gonna
move? Or-
well, no, he's gonna lean over Sophia and say, I don't see the marshal out there with him. Maybe. What do you think, Sophia? Should we let him keep on coming until the fire starts and then jump out after the fire starts?
Yeah, let's wait for the backup to be there.
Okay, gotta keep our eyes out for that marshal.
Sophia says, her hand's shaking a little bit.
Can I
First
ask,
gunfight.
when I threw the thing through there, could I back away a little bit, like kind of get out of the way a little so that it'd be ready?
You can. You haven't moved yet. Yeah. You haven't done it yet. So you definitely can do that.
yeah.
Yeah, because I'm doing it kind of the by the book style. So, yes, you actually do recognize the people. By the way, no, hold on. Everybody's gone, right? So they move on too. You see them move up onto the platform, and you see who it is for sure. Cletus is there, as well as Jack and Johnny Boy and Old No Tooth. Yeah.
Oh no.
And yeah. And they have. They all just have pistols. None of them have drawn though. Nobody has a weapon drawn. They're just walking with her. And of course you see Sally. She's got her hands behind her back with her. She's handcuffed or whatever. They're like holding both their arms kind of thing. And you see as they kind of walk up to the platform, you see Johnny J and Dirty Jane. They're like laughing with their drink and they're like, "Oh, Cletus got himself a girl now." You know, and they're like reveling in it as they kind of get up to the top.
So
and then we'll go into the yep, go ahead. Hold on.
We can see them from where we are, Uncle Jesse and I. So we can see them.
Yeah.
The marshal ain't with them. It's probably lit
No,
on
actually,
the
as you came around to the front of the building and you look in, you actually see the marshal is standing inside the office.
Now he's surrounded by flames.
Not yet, he isn't. You get to attack on your turn. And the marshal ain't slow, let me just say that.
I know. Got my fast draw. We'll see.
Okay, so the marshal's in there with Big Boy Jim. And where's the other person? Big Boy Jim. Oh, and Ida May. So he's in there with a couple people, and they seem to be at the table. And he sees you run around the side. I'm just going to see. We'll just do this since there's no real surprise in this. And I mean, he is obviously aware that something go down. We'll just have you guys, whoever wants to do either Tony or Kara, you could just roll a d10 against my d10. And if you beat me, then we'll say that he's surprised. So then that will affect his gun drawing and stuff.
Well, I've been rolling high, so I'm going to jinx this and try to roll high again.
Nice.
Go for it. I've been rolling crap.
What'd I tell you? A 2.
2. Well, fortunately for you, he rolled a 1. So, yeah. So he's going to be a penalty of -10 on his speed for this first round. So that drops him down to 19.
Wow.
Are either one of you faster than 19?
Well, I got an 88.
No. You got to look at your base speed next to your weapon.
I got an 8 with my revolver and a 3 with the rifle, so my highest is 8.
Okay, so you get the rifle out there, right?
23 was my fast draw.
Okay, you got 23, so you're going to go first. Okay. So which weapon are you going to use, Tony? Because it will matter for the other people.
I'm going to say I'm going to like my picture. I'm going to say he's holding the rifle in like one arm, and it's got that lantern in the other one, so he's got his rifle ready.
Okay. All right, so you're going to go on a 3?
Yep.
Okay,
correct.
so you're going on a 23, huh? And now just to confirm, Sophie and Billy Jack, you're waiting until something happens, right? You're not going to shoot this round, I'm guessing?
I want to take aim at I want to take aim at Cletus. I am going to wait till something happens, but I want to draw a bead on Cletus.
Okay.
And be ready.
Fair enough. All right, cool. You can do that, and that'll give you an advantage over the next round as far as your speed versus him. Yeah. Okay, so first person's gonna be a 23. So go ahead and you're just smashing your thing through the window. That's pretty much automatic. So you throw it through the window. It smashes on the ground, scattering everywhere. I mean, it's not dynamite or anything, but yeah, flames light up on the floor as you do that, and the marshal draws his pistol and shoots you. Or tries
so
to.
that's
anyways.
Wait a minute, but he saw, like, when the thing broke, that's when he saw me, or he saw me outside?
Yeah, it's glass windows. You rolled for it.
No, I mean, okay, but so the base speed I was taking from
You could still. You could.
I
Right.
can shoot him? Can I shoot him?
Would you rather shoot him when you see him instead of throwing the lantern through the window?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I already had, so I'm confused. Okay,
you have to do that during your. Sorry, let me rewind back. I did make things confusing. You move, and then everybody moves, and then everybody. It's like a minis game, right? So the first thing you did was just get in position. You weren't able to throw the thing through until your attack turn.
So I think that when I saw him there in the office, knowing that he's there, and I'm not going to distract him, I think I would shoot him.
Okay, then you shoot him. You could do both if you want, because that's more badass. So yes.
Well, if I could do both and shoot, and like one
of course
hand,
you can.
throw the thing through, the other with my fast draw. I can do that.
Is that more epic?
Sure.
Well, then I think you should do that.
How about a little fire, Marshal?
Oh God, fire marshal.
Hey,
They're gonna need
Marshal.
that. All right, so
All
you are. I mean, it's a building. You're like within like 20 feet of him. What's your short range, or you're two away from him? We'll say.
Range is where does it show you range?
It should be listed on the weapon. Should be a bunch of slashes.
It
You're
goes,
using a fast draw revolver, right?
yeah, so it's
So three puts you in short range. So you're in short range.
okay.
That gives you a +10 to your accuracy. Now, did you want to shoot more than one shot? You can shoot up to 3 shots.
Does that if I got the bead on the marshal? I mean, how much does that
Yeah,
hurt?
it will penalize you -10 and then -20 because you can take up to 3 shots. So currently you're +10. So if you were to take 3 shots, you'd be +10, 0, and then -10 on the 3 shots.
Versus waiting each round, but I have a feeling he's going to shoot back at me and blow me away. So I'll
Do you
I'm
think?
Oh. So all right, +10, 0, and -20.
Yeah. So make a percentile roll. You just got to beat your base accuracy.
Be by going under it.
That is correct.
Ready? First
I'm
roll,
ready.
36.
Okay. Does that hit?
Yeah, my gun accuracy 76.
Yeah, you're pretty good.
The second roll is -10.
Mhm.
0, 6. That hits. And then -20. 38. So that.
So all 3 bit.
Yep.
Normally, too, by the way, you could switch people who you're shooting, but I think in this case, because you're also showing the lantern, I'm going to say if you want to shoot 3 shots, they're all at one person, which is probably what you want to do anyways. All right, so for the first shot, make a percentile roll to see where it hits him. This is not going to look good for the marshal when you're shooting down in cold blood.
I knew I was a dead man. It was self-defense. I was Jesse Saul.
I was about to commit a major crime, and the marshal was going to shoot me, so I decided to kill him first.
I shot the marshal, but I didn't shoot the deputy.
There you go.
That's true. All right, percentile.
I did 60.
Okay. 60 hits him in the abdomen. Roll a second percentile to see the
gotcha.
severity. Yeah.
57.
Okay, that's a serious wound in the abdomen. Ooh, he's not down, but he goes, "Ugh." All right, shoot him again. Or roll again for a location.
08.
Okay, that's in the left leg. I guess you got cocky. Roll again for severity.
59.
Percentile. 69?
59.
59. All right, that's also serious. Okay, he actually drops, and then again, I guess you shoot him a third time. You did, so you might as well roll another percentile, see where that was, just in case it's a mortal wound.
56.
Okay, another gut shot, and roll another percentile for
66.
a gut shot. That is okay. It's not a mortal wound. Okay, so he goes down. He's basically out of play. Yeah, he gets shot twice in the gut and once in the leg, and he collapses down as he's trying to draw his gun. And that was at 23, right? Okay, so now a gunshot is fired, so people are going to move. Cletus is at who's? I'm just going to go in order. Is anybody over 20?
I'm at 20.
Okay, did you want to shoot when you hear a gunshot? And if so, who are you shooting?
Yeah, I'll move out and shoot at the wait, was it Cletus who was out in front? Well, whoever was out in front leading the way. With
Cletus is in the back, but you could now they're up on the platform, so you could shoot any of them. Yeah, Cletus is there. If you want to shoot.
I'll shoot at the person who was in the lead.
Okay, that was old No Tooth.
Okay. Also, your
Okay.
camera overheated, just so you know.
Oh, did it? Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very warm in here today. You can still hear me though, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I will. I have a picture of myself that I can add, I think.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
go
you
ahead,
need
make
to
a
put
roll.
that painting picture up
All
there.
right.
Exactly.
Oh, I missed the first shot.
Okay. You can take up to 3
Uh,
shots. So you are also in. Actually, you're in. What's your range on your pistol? You're 3 squares. You're actually at medium range, so you're at no modifier. So if you're shooting multiple shots, the first one would have been -10 anyways. No, the first one's normal. Then it's -10 for the next shot, and then -20.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take 3 shots.
Yeah.
Second one, I miss again. Pretty badly,
Okay.
90. But I don't think
Oh,
that's
man,
a
okay.
misfire or anything.
No, not unless you roll like a 98 or 99 or something.
And third one, I miss again. I miss all 3 shots. My hand's
Okay.
shaking. I'm nervous. It's my first shootout.
Okay. Yep. Yes. This is your first shootout. Okay. So, anybody have a 19 for speed? That hasn't gone yet. 18.
Nope.
17. 16. Cletus is a 16 actually. What's your speed, Billy Jack? Because you had a bead on him.
Well, my speed's normally with the rifles 3. With the
Oh.
if you give me a turn to aim, it'd be 13. But he's still faster than me.
Yeah, he's still faster. Okay, so even though you got a bead on it, he's still gonna get a shot, and of course he's gonna shoot at the person who just shot at him. So he turns and shoots at Sophia. Cletus has got a fast draw revolver 6 as well. He takes it out and oh, you can't see me. I was doing one of those cool hold my gun sideways thing that you would never do. So he just shoots into the shadows, because he's not really sure. All right, I have 3 sets of dice. I'm just gonna roll all of them. So he's also at medium range. So it'll go yellow, red, then purple because I have 3 sets. So yellow is okay, that's a 15. That's gonna hit. Red is 64, but 74 because of the thing that misses. And then 20. Okay, and he missed it. Well, because he shot multiple shots, he misses the last 2. One of those would have hit, but the other one would have missed. So he does actually manage to hit you once, Sophia. In the 79 for 13. In the 79, which is a chest shot, but it's a light wound. Light wound in the chest. It hits you in the chest, but it kind of, you're probably turning, your body sideways to shoot. It just like rips across your chest, doing 3 points of strength damage.
All right.
Yeah. And, okay, that was 16, 15, 14, 13.
That's Billy Jack. With the
Okay.
if I get the +10 for the aim.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, so I'm gonna now. I've got a rifle, so my short range is 20.
Yeah,
Oh,
so you're +10
Okay,
for that first.
so I'm gonna fire. You want me to clear all 3, or you want me to get?
No, because I only made all 3 at one person for Kevin because he was also throwing a lantern. So
Okay.
you can choose after you make the shot.
Okay, well I'm gonna take this first shot there at Cletus, of course.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, 43. That is a hit.
Okay, give me a location.
Okay. 26.
26 is left arm hand.
Mm.
No, I'm sorry. No, it's right arm hand, which makes a difference because he's right-handed. Roll for severity.
Okay, that's a percentile as well, right? 77.
77, severe. Okay, so -7 hit points for that shot. But he's also shot in the right arm, which is going to be a major deal for him if he doesn't go down. He's not dead, though.
Yeah, I'm going to take a second shot. Actually, you know what? No, because there were 3 or 4 of them, right?
Well, up on there currently, there's a total of 6 targets on there if you include Dirty Jane.
Right. I don't remember.
Yeah, there's 6 people up there.
But there's not a penalty for switching targets, is there?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Not at that distance.
Okay.
Shouldn't be a problem. If there is, I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay. So I'm going to switch to one of the others and take a shot.
Okay. Any particular one?
Not Dirty Jane, but
Okay.
one of the ones that walked out with Sophia.
Okay.
That doesn't really matter which. 12. That hits.
Oh, yeah, nice. Okay. Location?
Say 7. Yeah.
7. Okay, that's a leg shot, left leg.
Severity 76.
76 on Jack in the left leg. That's a serious wound in the left leg. He's F. So he is, he's not dead, obviously, but he's very hurt. And left leg. So obviously he's going to be slowed down if he tries to go anywhere.
Right. And I'm going to take my third shot, which is going to drop my accuracy down to 52 with -20. 82. Third one goes wide. Okay. So.
All right. Yeah. So you hit 2 people. So into the group of 6, there's a hail of gunfire. 3 shots just go crazy. Cletus shoots back at Sophia, grazing her chest, area upper chest or whatever, and then Billy Jack fires his rifle fairly accurately, hitting 2 people, but nobody went down yet. That was 13. 12? 11? 10? Okay, Johnny Boy's on 10. So Johnny Boy actually has a Captain Ball revolver, and he's going to shoot back at Billy Jack. He's just going to take one shot because the Captain Ball takes a long time to reload. So he's hoping to just take you out in one shot. Okay, so he makes. He also has a scattergun, but he has. She's going to say he's going to use his Captain Ball. Oh no, actually, the scattergun is just as fat. No, you're too far away for that. So he shoots with the Captain Ball, rolling a 57, which misses. So he shoots once and misses. 9. No. All right, Billy Bob is going to shoot. Billy Bob is. Oh, Billy Bob's in the saloon. Okay, so Billy Bob's coming out. He's not there. Okay, good. So he's inside, so he's not going to shoot anybody. 8s, 7s. No. All right, Bobby John. Bobby John, on the other hand, is also in the bar. Okay, so he's not shooting anybody. 6s. Why, you guys are slow? 5s. 4s. Actually, old stuff's Tony, right? 4. All right, that's big boy Jim, and big boy Jim is currently drinking and out of the picture, so he's out. What are you on, Tony?
3. I have a 3 with the rifle.
All right, so 3. So is anybody else ahead of you? This other guy here, Johnny J, he's E. Where is he? Oh, he's up on the platform. So he's going to shoot. I'll just roll randomly. If the purple dies higher, it'll be Sophia. If the red dies higher, it'll be Billy Jack. So Billy Jack, you're going to get shot at again by another Captain Ball. This guy, he's pretty brave. He's going to shoot 3 times. I'm just going to roll 3 sets of dice. And I'm going to just do the same thing. Red, yellow, purple. Okay, red 0, 3. So that's going to hit. Mm-hmm. Yellow is going to miss either way, and purple is going to miss either. Okay, so Billy Jack, a gunshot flies in, and it hits you in the 15 for a 24. So in the right leg for a light wound, -3 on strength.
Okay, got it.
Yep, so you get grazed. Because I don't think you'd have any cover from where you're standing, because you're shooting straight across now. Like earlier you would have, you can't see me, I'm like using my hands. Earlier you would have had cover, but because you, see if my camera comes back on now. Because now you're straight across from her, there's really no cover there.
Nope,
same thing with Sophia. Yeah. Okay, so.
Can I ask you real quick? I think I may have missed one of these because I was using gun accuracy, which is at the top, but then there's base accuracy over here on the side. Is the base accuracy what you use for this?
Base accuracy is what you want to use. Yep.
So the last one missed. The -21 missed. So I didn't hit him again in the end. The first 2
okay,
missed, but not the last one.
Okay, well, he was already down anyways. I was just seeing if it killed him or not. So
okay.
It missed. Okay, perfect. Thank you, though. All right, so he's actually down. So the Marshal is down but not dead, because you get a mortal wound on a good hit, but you can also go to 0 hit points and just go down and might be bleeding out.
But he's also in a building on fire now too. So
that's right. The building's on fire and he's bleeding out into the fire. Yes, and there's also 2 other people in there who are going to go, but they are both on 2 or below. So go ahead, Uncle Jesse. What would you like to do? There's 2 people standing in that space. Yep.
Jesse sees how good Slade does with the Marshal, so he just chunks his lantern in there and he raises the rifle up at the other 2 people in there. And he's going to point it at one of them and he's going to go, "Y'all need to go on home. This ain't y'all's fight. It ain't worth losing your life tonight. This was between us and the Marshal, so you best go on home right now." He's just going to keep aiming the rifle at them and see if they leave.
Okay.
He thinks that they're probably not very brave.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'm going to roll against the bravery. So for item A, nope. She drops her pistol that she had. Yeah, she had a pistol. She picked one up off the desk, we'll say, but she just puts it right back down. And then again, for the other guy, the other guy rolls a 0-2 though. So that is, I think I'm mixing up my names, but in there is I, which is Big Boy Jim. And yeah, I think I said he was inside the saloon, but that's where he is. He is actually not going to move. So he stays there and he reaches down. You see he's going to draw his revolver on his next turn. But the place is like on fire, so he's probably going to run first. But yeah, he doesn't give up. But she does. She puts her down and runs out. He stays there, with his gun pointing at you or whatever. Okay.
Alrighty.
And that is actually everybody. That's playable. Let me just do a quick little update here. Does anybody need a minute? Or are you guys good? We kind of jumped right into this quickly because you guys went right there. All right. Nope, everybody's good. I'm just going to quickly do this. Let's got to eliminate the people that are dead so it's easier for me to track. I would normally use a piece of paper, but I didn't have my printer plugged in. So, no excuses.
Right.
Right.
2 demerits.
All right, right. All right, Marshall's down. Okay, Marshall's down. These guys right here are I, J, K, and L are all. No, J, K, and L do. Okay. Luckily, they got real drunk because I rolled on that. You guys have just been really lucky. And I guess it's this guy as well. Okay, so what that leaves us with is currently adversary-wise, you've got Cletus, who has been shot. He's up. You've got Billy Bob, Bobby John, Johnny J, Johnny Boy, Old No Tooth, Big Boy Jim, Big Boy Jim is the one who's in the office. Dirty Jane and Ida May has left. Okay, so that's basically who you got left. That's active. And as we go into round 2. Okay, these are all my country names that I made up. All right, so everybody can roll a d10 to see who moves first, if it moving matters to you. I don't know if anybody's actually going to move, but they roll a 10.
Oh.
And this has only been, it's only been one round, which is like only a few seconds. Oh, nobody wants to do hand-to-hand combat, right? Because nobody's close enough to anybody to do that. So, okay, just making sure. All right, so we're in the next round. Did anybody get a 10? Or does anybody want to move at all? Let's just do that, because they're not moving, so it's just up to you guys if you want to move.
Jesse does. I'm on a 7.
Okay, where would you like to move to?
After he sees the lantern go in, successfully light up the marshal's office, and he sees the one woman run off, but he sees that Big Jim is still there. He's gonna try to move back like the direction he came to kind of move back in the shadows between the alley and the edge of the building.
Okay.
Where he's getting away from the flames itself.
Okay, you definitely can do that. And from that position, if this was your intention, you could shoot onto the train thing. It would just be probably, I'm guessing, medium range for you. It's about 30 away. It depends on your rifle, I suppose, but I'm guessing that's probably medium range.
Yeah, he'll actually turn and look that way because he's pretty sure of it in his mind. He knows that Jack Slade is going to probably keep his eye on Big Jim anyway. So,
right.
Yeah, he'll look towards the train platform to kind of keep an eye on what's going on.
Okay. Did anybody else want to move?
If Sophia can, she would like to try and get within short range if she can move up and still be in cover somewhere.
You will not be in cover, but you're not currently in cover anyways, because you're like directly across the street from them. You could walk into the street and be closer if you want.
Okay.
But if you want to be in cover, you'd have to go like up the stairs, which would put you in. You could run to the top and shoot out the window, but you'd still be in medium range.
Okay, at least I'd be in cover then.
Okay, you're gonna run up the stairs. Okay, so
Yeah.
Sophia goes up the stairs. All right, and Jack and Billy Jack.
I'm at 1. Oh, I'm. So
Does anybody want to move? They're not moving, so they actually rolled a 10. They could have moved for it, but none of them are moving. So,
My question
Ida
is,
moves obviously, but yeah.
This is what I
train
want to
is-
do, but I don't know if this is possible.
Okay.
I
go
want
for
to
it.
stare down Billy Bob and just say, as part of my movement, you better drop him now. I got nothing. I got no truck with you, Billy Bob. But I'll shoot you dead.
The guy in the office. Yeah, he. Sorry, I may have said Billy Bob, but actually he is Big Boy Jim.
Jim Bob.
Jim Bob. You can call him Billy Bob if you want. That's like insulting. He already passed his bravery test, so I'm going to give him a bonus to roll again. But I'll give him another chance because the place is on fire.
Yeah, he knows I'm going to shoot him dead.
Yeah, I mean, you did just shoot the marshal, so I'm going to give him 20% off on his bravery. We'll see if it makes it. Oh God, he rolled a 4. No, you see his finger tighten on his trigger.
Okay, I gotta gun him down.
Billy Jack, did you want to move?
No, he'll stand his ground.
Okay, perfect.
I
All right, so now we're
actually,
go ahead.
No, because there's really nowhere in the stairwell to get any cover. You'd have, like you say, you'd have to go back upstairs, wouldn't it?
You could go up the stairs and shoot out the window, yeah, but that would, you could do that.
No, he'll stay where he is. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, because remember that Betty, Joe, Sally Ann is out on the platform while this hail of
Right.
gunfire is coming, and the trains. You hear the train, woo,
Right.
coming. You know it's coming. All right, so okay, so we're going to go into a firing phase then, because they're not moving; they're waiting for the train and hoping for the best. So anybody got? Let's see, who's my highest person? Weirdly, Dirty Jane is actually the fastest person out there, but she just didn't shoot last time. She never got out. So Dirty Jane's on a 20. Anybody better than a 20?
I'm on a 20.
23. I got 23.
Hell yeah!
I
All
got
right, so 23.
2 shots left on my
Mhm.
my fast draw. So I'm
Okay.
going to shoot Jim Bob or whoever's in the office.
Big boy Jim.
Big boy Jim. So I got a 58 and then I got a -10, right, which is 48. So 07, that hits.
That hits.
And
You
then
you can actually care because you're not. I only made you roll them all at once because you threw the lantern. I kind of house ruled that. You can choose between shots. So you can shoot one to see if it kills him before you waste your last
Okay,
bullet.
then 70.
Yeah, 70. Okay, 70 is an abdomen shot, and then make another roll for locate for mortality or wound strength, I guess.
51.
Okay. 51 in the chest is a serious wound, doesn't kill him. Okay, so he is up, so you would have to shoot him again if you want to take him out.
Billy Bob should have surrendered. -10, 04. And I'm
That
rolling
definitely
like
hits. All right, give me another location.
40.
Okay, 40 is a right shoulder, and then a severity.
79.
Oh yeah, that's a severe when he drops as well. He's not a mortal wound, but he falls down bleeding out. Him and the marshal are laying in there. Their blood is starting to sizzle as the flames are taking up the space as they're bleeding out and burning at the same time.
How does reloading? Is that like instead of movement, you reload, or how does that work?
Instead of shooting, I think is how you do it.
Okay.
You do it on the shooting phase. Yeah.
All right.
So if you want to reload, you can reload. I think the fast draw reloads like 3 at a time. Yeah. I believe that's
Well,
how it's.
but
Is that right, Jason?
I've already
Or
shot twice.
Yeah.
Should I use one of those extra rounds to reload, or how does it work?
No, you choose to
No.
either reload or shoot.
That's what I figured. Okay.
Yeah, there's like 2 different phases. Well, there's 3 phases, but nobody's in hand-to-hand combat, so we haven't gotten to that. Yeah, all right, so you shot these 2 innocent men dead down in the...
Innocent. Yeah, that's everybody I knew in the state prison was innocent, including me.
I make myself laugh. All right, gonna kill me over here. All right, so that was 23. You're also super fast, right, Sophia?
Yeah, I'm
So
on
you're
a
up at the
20.
top. Yep. I'll say, I mean, you're up in the air, but you're still the same distance away. So you're still at a medium range, so no modifier for the first shot. And then -10, -20 if you want to take 3 shots.
Okay.
You've got...
I'm gonna say she's
Go
just gonna take 1 shot this time because she missed the last time real bad.
All right.
So she's gonna take 1 shot. And she's gonna barely hit with a 46.
Oh, nice. Okay. Who'd you shoot at? Cletus or Billy Bob or Bobby John or Johnny J or Johnny Boy or Old No Tooth? Or
Let's
Dirty
say
Jane.
let's say Dirty Jane. I saw her pulling her pistol.
All right. Roll a location. So percentile for that.
89.
Oh. 89's a headshot. Ooh. Ooh. Roll a percentile for severity.
We're
66.
gonna miss you, Dirty
Ooh,
Jane.
that is a mortal wound. You get up there. I mean, if you got as your first kill, that's a pretty serious way to do it. You blow Dirty Jane's head clean off. Yeah, she's reaching for you because she's actually the next fastest. So she's pulling her gun out to see where she can shoot because both of you guys are right inside, and then a bullet hole goes through her head, and she just kind of staggers back and then falls flat on the platform, and then you hear a scream, and you look, and Sally Ann's face is all covered with blood. You know, as you shot through her head, but luckily you didn't shoot Sally Ann as well. But she was on 20, and she was going to go next, I think. So, any 19s, 18s, 17s. Sorry, 16 is Cletus. He is. You guys are really in cover up there, but he's going to actually switch to his carbine. So he's going to go last. He's going to go really slow. because he has a
Yeah,
carbine as well. Because
Yeah, now Billy Jack didn't. He's still on the street level. He didn't move.
oh, you did. Okay.
He
You
did
stay
not
down there,
move.
Okay.
Yeah, he
All right,
did
then he'll
stay
shoot.
down there.
He'll try to shoot you then because he has 3 shots left in his revolver.
Yeah.
And since he's fast, he'll try to get that off first. Okay. So again, I'm just gonna roll. Go.
Although he should have some kind of negative, I would hope. Because he's hitting the gun.
Oh
arm,
yeah, he
right?
definitely does. Oh right, he has it on his speed as well. Hold on, you're right about that. Thank you. His speed is adjusted by his. This might make a big difference. He's less than half of his energy, so his first shot is -20. So actually, he's not going now. He goes at -4. Thank you for mentioning that. So he does not go next.
Yep.
Who? Anybody above 10?
I'm a 3.
You're at 3, and where are you at, Tony? 2 or 4 or something like that?
I hope I was muted. I'm at 3 also.
Okay, all right. So at 10, Johnny Boy on the platform is going to go then. He is going to use. He was going to get his scatter gun out, but I think now you guys are undercover, so he's going to actually use his Captain Ball again, try to shoot at Billy Jack, and he misses terribly. Again, he just shoots one. This guy's conservative. I'm going to change his name to conservative. Conservative Johnny Boy. Yeah. Okay. So he shoots. That's 10. They're dead. They're dead. Old No Tooth is on a 6. You're like the only target currently, Billy Jack.
Yeah, I know.
Old No Tooth is gonna. He's gonna. I mean, he hasn't lived long enough to lose all his teeth to not know to like shoot all of his shots at you. So he's actually gonna unload. He's at medium range though. So again, red, yellow. I'm rolling 3 colors dice if that's why I keep saying that. All right. So the red dice. Ooh, 0-6. That's gonna hit. The yellow die is gonna miss, and so is with the -20. The purple die also misses. So you do suffer 1 shot, Billy Jack. Potentially, it is a 26. Location 26, 455. So that's your right arm. Ooh, into your arm.
Mm-hmm.
For
That's
another light wound. Yeah, so you're down -3 again.
Okay, but it's to my
You're
gun
using a
arm,
rifle,
so-
right? So it's definitely going to affect you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So he does plug you as he unloads. Old No Tooth unloads his Captain Ball revolver in your general direction. He's decent. He's at 6. Bobby John hasn't gone. No, he's switching to his carbine because you guys are so far away. They're all missing. So okay, and then he's. Okay, I think that's actually everybody who can go before you guys, and then Bobby John will go, who's grabbing a carbine, and also then, yeah, that's it. There's only one other person to shoot. That's actually in a spot where they can shoot somebody. Okay, so who was on a 3? Both of you guys are on 3s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll let Billy Jack go first because he's probably
Billy Jack.
taking more aim anyway.
That makes sense. Who would you like to target?
Okay.
Cletus, Billy Bob, Bobby John, Johnny J, Johnny Boy, Old No Tooth.
Well, I see Cletus going for his carbine, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Or he's
Cletus.
not.
No, Cletus shot. The other guy's going for the Bobby John's going for the carbine.
Yeah, Cletus hasn't gone yet, I don't think. I'm gonna, because he had the wound, right?
That's right. You're right. He's going for the carbine.
Okay, so I'm gonna shoot at Cletus.
Yeah, that's right. Because he's slow anyways. He'll definitely go for his carbine.
I mean, actually, I'm not at. You know what though? I'm not at 3 because I have wounds, so I'm actually at -2.
All right, you're at -2. So if he's going
Yeah,
for his
I'm actually
carbine,
at -2 because of my wounds.
all right. Well, he's at -9. Cletus is at -19, and Bobby John is the only other person who hasn't gone yet, and he's actually at with the carbine. He'd be at 2. So
Okay, so
I
Uncle
guess that
Jesse's
means-
first.
Yeah, Uncle Jesse, you go first. You see Bobby John pulling out his carbine, very likely to shoot at, well, the building, basically.
Yeah, Uncle Jesse, in his mind, he's thinking that, if we can take the Marshall son down, the rest of them are going to scatter like doves anyway. So he takes aim with his rifle and he may take all 3 shots, but he's going to shoot first shot at Cletus in, see if he can take him out.
Yep.
25. Yeah, that's going to hit.
Nice. Give me a location.
I already know what this is going to be. 89.
That's a headshot. All right. Give me mortality or the severity.
Oh my gosh, 94.
Right. Boom. Cletus' head blows off as well. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, he's definitely dead. That's a mortal wound too to him. And she got her head blown off over there. All right, at that point, because I think there's a couple people that would go first, but now I'm going to make a bravery test here, because that's the right, like I say, the son's dead, and they just shot 2 headshots in a row. Okay, nope, failed. Okay, everybody on the platform drops their guns.
Sophia, let's
which-
go round them up there. We ain't got a jail to put them in right now, but
We could take them over to the general store, just tie them up. Adam
Yeah.
Weston's store.
Well,
As
Stop at the
you see these guys drop their guns, and you start walking out into the street to take them, with your weapons down, and you hear, "Whoop, whoop," and the train pulls up.
carnage.
All right, so that's how you guys want to handle this. Let's have a wrap here. But we'll just kind of go through. You can just narrate out how you want to play it up. Jason, since you're the new player this time, how is this going to end for Billy Jack? What does he do now? You've got you got 5 of these guys that have dropped their guns and surrendered. You've got Betty Sue, Sally Ann back. Cletus is dead. The marshal's dead. How does it end for Billy Jack?
yeah, I think Billy Jack's, he's happy he helped get her back, but he's worried about any consequences from this. So he's gonna move on. He's kind of he works cattle and whatnot. He doesn't own a cattle ranch or anything. He just works them. So he's probably gonna move on to an adjacent state to try to stay scarce for a while until things blow over.
That makes a lot
Let
of
his
sense.
wounds heal up.
Yep, live to fight another day.
Yep.
All right, how about Sophia? After your first gunfight, how does it end for Sophia?
Sophia takes Betty Sue, Sally Ann back to her gun shop in order to get those cuffs off of her, because they probably don't have a key anymore. With the sheriff being dead and all and burned up. So she takes her back to her gun shop in order to get those shackles off, and then she tries to live the rest of her days in peace, making guns and trying not to use them ever again.
Nice. How about old Uncle Jesse?
oh, Uncle Jesse Henry is glad it ended the way it did in a way, but it still bothers him. But when the traveling judge comes through and has the trial for him, and he pleads his case to the traveling judge and says, "Judge, I'm going to tell you, we need a law in this town. We need decent law, and the best man I know for the job is Jack Slade. If you'll let Jack Slade have that job and don't send him off to prison again, I can promise you he'll do one hell of a job there, Judge." That's how it's going to end for Uncle Jesse Henry.
Nice. Well, sometimes the least likely is the most likely, right? How does it end for Jack Slade?
Well, Your Honor, I didn't think I'd be here. I told Uncle Jesse, I got to hightail it out of here. They're going to blame me. And he said, "Son, you got to stop. You got to take it. You did what you had to do. So I'm here, put myself in the line. But I think I'd be sheriff someday of this town, or the new marshal. It just goes to show that reform does work."
Nice. Fantastic. It all ends in peace. Until the next time. All right, thanks, guys. That was fun. You did a good job. That is not at all what I thought you were going to do, so I had to quickly whip up that gunfight.
What did you think we would?
I thought you'd wait till she got on the train and then get on the train and go after her.
I wondered about that, but I thought Tony's plan. I thought that's good. That distraction.
Yep. Oh no, it's fine. I mean, I was ready for both because I had my if they go to town plan and then my, which I was like, man, if they do that, they're probably going to die. But that distraction was a good idea, and getting the guys drunk worked really well. You rolled really well for that stuff. So good job, guys.
Yeah, this was a pretty good game tonight for sure, all the way around.
Yeah, nobody died on the good guys' side. That's unusual.
Yep.
All right,
Thank you
so
for letting me
recording.
join you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.